rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land.
Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Call, we rally and war. For the coppers will settle our shore.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song.
Killer call, we rally and roar. For America first, we'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land.
Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Call, we rally and war. For the coppers will settle our shore.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song.
Killer call, we rally and roar. For America first, we'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land.
Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Call, we rally and war. For the coppers will settle our shore.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song.
Killer call, we rally and roar. For America first, we'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land.
Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Call, we rally and war. For the coppers will settle our shore.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song.
Killer call, we rally and roar. For America first, we'll rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve, we will not divide. The forever burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve, we will not divide. The forever burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve, we will not divide. The forever burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light.
From the ashes on the past we stride. With iron resolve, we will not divide. The forever burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll
rise and stand. Voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate. With steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light. From the ashes of the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll rise and stand, voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate, with steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light. From the ashes of the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll rise and stand, voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate, with steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light. From the ashes of the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll rise and stand, voices of the brave echo to the land. Chasing dreams on the edges of fate, with steel in our veins, we will not wait.
Killer call, we rally and war for the choppers will settle the score.
Populism's fire ignites the night. And your face will shine a light. From the ashes of the past we stride. With iron resolve we will not divide. The fire burns bright, unyielding and strong. Together we'll sing a defiant song. Killer call, we rally and roar for America first. We'll
go to line one. Mickey.
Laura Loomer is a monster. Okay. The outside matches the inside. Know that. She is an ugly human being, an ugly person who spends her entire life, I'm not exaggerating. She is on X, she's on social media all day, attempting to destroy the lives of innocent people. She is anti-American, okay? This is not what Americans spend their time doing. She's unhinged, she's a lunatic. And the president of the United States trusts this person. God, Laura Loomer is garbage. She has been viciously attacking Candace Owens, like whatever you might think about Candace Owens. The stuff that Laura Loomer is putting out there is so unhinged and disgusting. I remember one time I stupidly disclosed in a friendly interview, not with Laura Loomer, someone else, that I had a neighbor who, I had built a friendship with. He's much older. I stupidly said his name and I said, like, we formed a friendship and we're, very close. And then I find out during an HOA meeting that he's, a huge Trump supporter. And I shared the story to make a point about how the way people vote should not be like an indictment of their character. It doesn't say anything about who they are as a full human being. Like, that was the point I was trying to make. For whatever reason, Laura Loomer got triggered by that. She starts harassing my neighbor. She's a psycho bitch. Here's what she said about Candace Owens. And this offended me, okay? God hates you, Candace Owens. It's why he gave Charlie to Erica and why you didn't even get to say goodbye to him. And then she repeats it again. God hates you. All right, that's enough. Who are you to speak on behalf of God? Like, who are you? Who are you? And to exploit the killing of her closest friend to take a dig at her makes you a really bad person. I mean, people do it to me all the time when it comes to Michael Brooks. And it's deplorable. It's gross behavior. Bitch, they got a soccer team full of kids. That doesn't look like hate to me. Looks like there's a lot of love going on in that household. But the only person who looks insecure right now is the one who has too much filler in her face. But she also insisted that Candace, who actually happens to be one of the most popular podcasters in this space, is hated. Does Loomer think she's loved? I mean, I don't understand this. You are not liked. And it's because of the type of rhetoric that we just heard. By the way, real low attacking people's family like that. But I mean, what else would you expect from Laura Loomer? What else would you expect from her? And then she went full racist with this disgusting screed. I just want to give you a warning ahead of time. Take a look.
And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch who just has a lot to say, but not really a lot to offer. So I'm not afraid of Candace Owens, and I'm happy to match her energy. I'm happy to wrestle in the mud with that bitch.
Wow. I actually hadn't seen that video. I read about what she said, but hearing it is so, she is so disgraceful. And just put everything in context, guys, because what have we been hearing about endlessly every day? Like the top problem in the country, according to Laura Loomer and people like Laura Loomer. Anti-Semitism is the number one problem. We need to roll back our constitutional rights. Freedom of speech needs to be violated in order to protect people's feelings, because people don't like to hear that you're critical of a foreign government. Criticism of Israel, she considers that anti-Semitism. Criticizing a foreign government that's carrying out a genocide still in Gaza, that's stealing land in the West Bank, in Syria and Lebanon, that goaded us into this disastrous war that's destroying the global economy. Those are all the things that Laura Loomer has pushed for, number one. But number two, if you criticize that inhumane, barbaric behavior, she'll call you an anti-Semite. That is a capital offense. But you get to say the words that you just said about a black woman, and that's okay. That's okay. This is who the president of the United States takes counsel from, takes advice from. You don't hate our government enough. Okay, they're so low that they're taking advice from the top clown in the country. And bitch can't even juggle. Do better, America.
Has indicted former FBI Director James Comey for a second time. Justice correspondent David Spunt's got the story. He's here in Washington. Hey, David, they're going to go at it again.
John, they're going at it again, not even a year after they went at it after the first time. We're told this via several law enforcement sources. We're told this is related to an Instagram post from the former FBI director last year when he posted on the beach. You may remember there was a formation of shells that said 8647 that were in that pairing of 8647, and he said something along the lines of, "Isn't this a curious formation that I just found while walking on the beach?" Well, critics to that post immediately pointed out that 86, at least in the restaurant world, means to get rid of or to kill something from a menu, 47 meaning the 47th president of the United States. So Comey did speak with the Secret Service, did speak with federal investigators. At the time he was interviewed last spring or early last summer, shortly after that happened, no charges were ever filed, but now it appears that he has been indicted today. We're working to learn more about the indictment. We're waiting to see if officials have anything to say on this. That is the post that you see right there, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk," from former director James Comey. Now, you also remember that he was indicted last year as well for allegedly lying to Congress.
We go back with a Fox News alert. The DOJ confirms to Fox News that FBI and HSI agents are currently serving 22 court-approved search warrants in the Minneapolis area this morning in relation to federal fraud investigations. One of those locations is the infamous Quality Learning Center, which you see here. Fox will be covering this story all morning long. A big break for the DOJ.
All right, welcome to the Killer Carl podcast. It's been a couple of days, folks. Been a couple of days, but I'm here. Just a quick programming note. The evening radio show will start streaming online, and I will give the additional radio stations. But May 11th is the start date for that. You'll be able to call in. You'll be able to be part of the show, which is awesome. In some other news, Louisiana congressional primary has been suspended as a result of the Supreme Court's ruling. Right? Freaking awesome. Right? Now, the question is, will the other governors of conservative states, of red states, will they actually spring into action? I have my doubts. But we will find out. Tonight, joining us, we have one and only Tim Skillett and Big Tony Speaks. And I believe we're going to have James and Larry at some point hop on here with us, which will be cool. All right, there we go. We got a 3-box. Do we want this one? I like this better. All right. How you fellas doing tonight?
Doing great.
Great.
How about y'all?
You know, real quick, on the note of James Comey, do we remember a Gregory Robertson? He was a 75-year-old man who had posted some things about Joe Biden, right? He had posted some things about Joe Biden. Joe Biden was coming to Utah. He was an elderly man. He could barely walk. He took care of his disabled son. So around 6 a.m. in the morning, the FBI raided his house, shot and killed him because he posted some things online about Joe Biden. Yet James Comey, like I predicted, gets to surrender himself. His attorneys negotiate. You see, this is why I don't think this is going to go anywhere. And I know you're going to get. I know people like to call me clickbait. Well, I'm not clickbait. I'm a realist. And the charges that they're bringing James Comey up on, yeah, he should go to prison for it, but he won't. He won't, because he's part of the swamp. And the swamp always will protect themselves, right? He's like the gear. He's a gear in the swamp machinery that turns the wheel, right? And they know if they take that gear out, the machinery will break down and not work anymore, right? And that's just the reality of it. They bring him up on the most ridiculous charges, and this is ridiculous. Of all the things you could have brought James Comey up on,
oh yeah,
Russia, Hillary Clinton, all these things you could have brought him up on. You pick that, something is kind of thin. There's an argument there he could make. And he probably will make it successfully. And so why? I'll tell you why. It's a way to gin up the base. It's a way to excite the base for the midterms and let you think you're winning. And then you'll get the rug pull. Right? You'll get the rug pull. And that's my fear. That's what I hate about stories like that. And that's what I hate about people that get on and they start saying, we're winning. Look, we're winning. James Comey's indicted. Oh, we're winning. Well, he was indicted before. And like I predicted, it didn't work out. Like I predicted with Letitia James, it didn't work out because the charges were ridiculous. Adam Schiff, the charges are ridiculous. And whatever happened to that and his mortgage fraud? Ridiculous. And by the way, so I guess Powell is still going to remain on the board of the Feds. Confusing to know. Charges were dropped. The administration caves, and here we are.
Yeah,
here we are.
That's a worse retreat than Minnesota.
Yes. And listen. I'm not here sitting here bashing the Trump administration, and I know you're going to say I am out there. Call me a panicking. I'm just telling you the damn truth, and that's something you're not going to get. You're going to get people because I would get more views. I would get all these things if I just came on here and lied to you and told you, "Oh, we're winning. This is great. Oh, they're going down." I'm not going to do that because I have a reputation I want to keep. Of just giving you straight truth and facts. That's it. And it's performative. It's smoke and mirrors. What happened at the Supreme Court is an awesome thing, and it could be great.
Yeah, gerrymandering is
gerrymandering.
Bad. Yeah, gerrymandering is bad. Of course it is. Of course it is. Everybody knows that.
But doing it on racial lines is even worse. Let's be honest, right?
In every state, if you don't have a black representative, you can't get one until they go through 13 counties with a slim little line that gets their district. That's how it was in Florida.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But the problem is that we know that the governors, and not only the governors, the senators and congressmen of these conservative states lack the courage to actually do anything.
Oh,
that's the problem. We saw it in
Florida's doing it, but you should see everybody raising hell about it.
Well, Florida's doing it because Ron DeSantis is a different animal. He doesn't care, right? Yeah. So, where was John? I always forget where the hell he was. Was it
Indiana?
Indiana, nice.
Right.
They had the perfect opportunity.
Had it.
Right.
Should have done it.
But blew it. Why? Because they are weak.
Right.
They are weak.
It was,
and they absolutely refuse. And that's our problem.
yeah.
That's our problem. Our problem isn't Donald Trump,
No.
right? I have a problem with the war in Iran. We all know that. We won't get into that right now. I have a problem with that. But I see some hope of possible walking that back. I mean, I think we have 2 carrier battle groups that are returning to the U.S. It gives me a little bit of hope that maybe we could just declare victory and say to Israel, Bibi, instead of funneling taxpayer dollars, American taxpayer dollars to Hamas, maybe put it towards your army and you guys go and take care of the situation in Iran. Right? How about that? That sounds like a better plan to me. See, I'm not anti-Israel. I'm just America first. I want what benefits America, and that's not benefiting America right now.
But this thing with Comey, I mean, he overtook the government. He toppled a leader of somebody who was elected by the masses. Arrest him.
Targeted General Flynn.
Arrest him on that. Arrest him on government toppling. Okay, that carries
signed FISA warrants that were false.
That carries the death penalty. No, what does he do? Oh, I walked up on some shells and took a picture of it and made a comment on X. You know, he put the shells out there. You know, he commented on X. So I mean,
we know
quit
that
lying, but get him on toppling a government. End of story.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But they won't, because those are charges that actually could stick. All right, we got my man Jacob in the house.
Hey.
How you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing good. Would have been on a lot earlier, but our oven did not turn on correctly. So,
yeah,
was that human error?
What? Big Tony, what kind of an error was that? 10 what?
It's an ID 10T.
ID10T.
I am sure that Jacob knows what that is.
It's been a minute. You're gonna have to refresh my memory on that one.
Just write it down.
No. I do know what you're talking about. It's just been as long since I heard it.
No, but I mean, okay, George Washington, back in when he had his army in Staten Island or in Manhattan, he was defending New York. He had a sergeant who was his bodyguard, okay, in the army, George Washington, right? He's sitting there busy at work trying to organize his troops to go against the British, and the British was trying to influence his bodyguard, this sergeant, getting him drunk at a bar, influence him saying, look, you guys aren't going to win. George Washington's steering you wrong. Why don't you kill him? Okay, I'll kill him. We'll give you all the money in the world. All you got to do is kill George Washington. That rumor got to George Washington. You know what George Washington did?
Killed him.
He hung the sergeant right there in front of everybody, in front of all the army, right then, the next day. I mean, there was no waiting around. He hung him.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, you know.
Of course, then back then there wasn't near as much bureaucracy. So.
Now it's just a complete, utter, deepest swamp. It's not even. It's a sewer. It's not even a swamp. It's a damn sewer where cockroaches and rats hang out, and that's what you got in DC. That's who represents us: cockroaches and rats.
And they delay, like you said. They just throw some crumbs and delay.
They do. They do. They give you breadcrumbs because they want you to think you're winning. And to be honest, you know, we saw the clip of the raids that happened in Minnesota. Awesome. But the problem I have with those raids are, we know politicians were getting their palms greased.
Sure.
When does Tim Walz get held accountable?
You know, Jake,
exactly.
When does Ilhan Omar get held accountable?
Exactly.
And, you know, it's funny. It's just so funny to me because there's people that just refuse to see that this is they live in a bubble, right? They hear for instance, the United Emirates is leaving OPEC. Well, first of all, that was issued that it was probably temporary. They were leaving it because they wanted to be able to have more control over their oil and where it goes. They just want more control over it, right? They left the possibility of them going back into OPEC. So people are getting all excited about that. You actually got to dig into the story a little bit, right? So why did they do it? For their own self-preservation and gain. That's why they did it.
Okay, so you just went from Minnesota to UAE. That's so where are we going?
Wherever I want.
I got it, right? Because
I mean, wherever I want, it's my show.
Because Jay's,
you're a guest on here, so wherever I take it,
I understand. But let's finish up on Minnesota because Jay Swanson is the whistleblower. Jay Swanson is an investigator, former highway patrolman in Minnesota. He's the one that said he was told by a Minnesota Department of he was an investigator for the Minnesota Department of Human Services, testified that a senior government official in Minnesota instructed him to delete specific sections of his report on child care fraud in the state and delete parts of his report. See, that ties in Governor Walz and all those state officials. That's what I just wanted to finish up with Minnesota before we went to UAE. That's all, Carl. I know it's your show.
Well, now I'm not even going to UAE. I'm going to a Biden-appointed judge orders the release of a Dominican illegal alien wanted for murder by Interpol. Again, here we go. just released from prison, roaming somewhere. ICE is looking for him now. Mm-hmm. Probably going to murder somebody else.
Hopefully not.
I hope not.
This is how that happens. This is exactly Laken Riley, et cetera, et cetera. Come on.
Right.
These people were released out by these Soros funded, deep state loyal, AGs and DAs, et cetera. And they go out and of course reoffend, and usually reoffend worse than they offended the first time.
And the
first
judge
40 times in some cases.
And this judge will not be held accountable.
Exactly.
No. Yeah, they're just gonna go on with their lives because it doesn't affect them. I mean, we've went through this so many times. These judges. What I say is, ICE should pick this guy up and drop him in front of the judge's house with a tent. Block off the streets. Don't let him leave.
No, give him a set of lock picks and teach him how to use them.
Checkpoints and just let him there. Just let him there. And, at that point, maybe the judges will go, hey, wait a minute. I got to deal with this. And then boom. Maybe the next time that one of these criminals are in front of them, they'll think twice about just letting them go. But again, a Biden appointed judge just lets them frickin' go. Yeah. What else do we got? Well, we've got the Congress approves the short-term extension for the FISA, right? And
what did we get? Who did we vote for?
Trump wanted it though. He wanted FISA
you
put through again.
You had these people wiretapping Republican senators, Republican congressmen. They were wiretapping Trump's administration, and he wants FISA. I mean, how is that even possible?
you know, you got your people out there that say Trump's playing 3D chess and he's using it against them. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. They're the same people that are the QAnon people that, you know, were saying that Trump was in the basement of the White House and he had Hillary Clinton in prison and Joe Biden was not really president.
Well,
right. Remember all those conspiracies that were going around?
I want is just some basic answers. One is, who told Joe Biden to get out of the race? That's all I'd like to know. I'd like to just have that answered on how do you take a guy who's already gone through the primary process? He's got elected to be the
Barack Obama,
the Democratic nominee for presidency, and he's gone through this whole process, and then he quits after the first debate, and he hands the presidency campaign over to a person who's never voted in. How's that happen? How does that happen?
Joe Biden or Barack Obama. Barack Obama saw that Joe Biden could not function.
Who cares?
Do we not remember it was George Clooney that wrote the article? Remember, George Clooney wrote the article. So it was Barack Obama and George Clooney on stage, remember? With Joe Biden. They walked out, and you know, you had Barack Obama have to kind of drag Joe Biden off stage because he didn't know what was going on, right? So my guess is Barack Obama didn't want to be the one to go out there publicly and say, "Yeah, this guy's lost his marbles. It wouldn't look good for him, right? And his legacy." So he had George Clooney do it. So George Clooney took the fall. You know,
who cares? He's an actor. I mean, that's impossible. You know how many world leaders completely nuts? I mean, that have gone total retard. But they're still at a level that even their underlings, their administration would say, "Hey, no, you can't do that. Sorry."
Yeah, I personally
where was
really
his
don't
cabinet?
understand why anybody listens to an actor or a musician or anything.
I understand
like
what you're saying, Killer. I understand what you're saying, Carl. I understand what you're saying. That's exactly what happened. But it's like he has a whole cabinet that's supposed to be behind him that's to say, "No, he's fine." You know.
Well, they tried.
Yeah.
They tried for a while, but let's be honest, you can only you can wrap up a turd in a box and put a bow on it, but it's still going to smell like a turd. And eventually when that box gets opened, the smell of the turd is going to smack you in the face, and that's what was happening.
So since Trump has been elected, all we've been hearing is they're going to lose midterms. Democrats are going to roll us over in midterms. And we've forgotten about this Joe Biden dilemma, how they just took him out and put in Kamala Harris without a primary.
The public has a very short memory. They do. I mean, that's not a joke.
It does.
The public has an extremely. Why do you think that our news cycle runs basically on a 24-hour cycle? Yeah. Because the public has an extremely short memory. That's why all of the platforms are starting to really push the shorts. Look at YouTube. Look at TikTok. Look at everybody. Every platform, even Rumble, is pushing the shorts.
Even Substack.
Yeah, Substack as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's because people have an extremely short memory nowadays. And that's and I personally blame the internet for it, but you know, that's me.
Yeah. Well, people and they engulf themselves in, you know, so much content.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain can't keep track of all of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And let's face it, the first story that comes out, even if it's wrong, that's why the Democrats and the media will always run a story, even if it's false. Right? You still have people out there saying that that Trump colluded with Russia. You still have people out there saying that Trump raped that E. Jean Carroll. You still have people out there saying these things, right? But it's not true. We know it's not true now, but it's the first thing they hear, and it just sticks like glue because, you know, you pop on your screen, you get your news feed in the morning, you know, you read those quick snippets. A lot of people don't go in and dig into the story.
Well,
right. You read the first couple of paragraphs and boom, I know what it's about.
And what they're doing with Iran right now is they're printing stuff up now. Like you're saying, what's the latest on Iran? And you'll get an article from March 3. And it's April 30th. And you got to be careful because you're like, what, a U.S. submarine sank another Iranian battleship? I already thought we sank them all. And then you have to look at the date. Oh, it's March 3. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's insane to me. So what's going on, Jacob?
Nothing much on my end. Just working.
So what happened with the oven? I want to go back to the oven.
That's a simple thing. Sometimes, you know, ovens, the pilot lights don't like to heat so well. And so it's just something like that. I got to get up under there and get that fixed. You know, ovens get old.
Oh, is it a gas?
Yeah, man. Don't ever cook with electric.
No, yeah, mine's gas too. You know, I had my oven, the I forget what they call it, the freaking the switch that when you turn it on and it reaches a certain temperature, I forget what the heck they called it. It would not release the gas to light.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would put our oven on, and it would sit there, and it would just be on pilot light.
Oh, trying to cook with pilot light.
Yeah, pilot light. You'd put it in, you'd be like, why isn't my freaking oven working? I think it's called like a trip switch or something like that. I forget what it's called. But I ended up just getting rid of that oven because it sucked. But,
I love my gas.
Yeah,
when I was in Fort Lauderdale, I had gas. In Orlando, I have electric. It's not the same.
No, you got to get rid of the
Not
electric.
Yeah.
You gotta get gas, man. Gotta get gas. And I'll tell you what, if you have a gas leak and your house explodes, you're not even going to know it. It's going to happen so quick that you're just going to be evaporated. It happened a block over. And it took out a whole row of townhomes like that. Boom. People didn't even know it happened. Yeah. I was actually back in my studio here, and it actually felt the back of the house rumble. Rumble. Yeah, rumble. But yeah. So what's up, Big Tony?
Same old. You know what I mean? Just trying to survive and dealing with stuff breaking and, you know, having to buy new and etc. My printer just took a crap on me and I had to get another one. It's in the box sitting over here. I haven't even set it up yet. But that fighting with diabetes and trying to maintain a show.
Man, that's always fun. All right, Skillet, what's up with you?
I took my dad I tell you, I always freak out on these days. I take my dad to the doctor. He's 93. I look just like him. It's immortality.
You don't look 93.
I know. But, you know.
You said you look just like him.
I mean,
right?
Our baby pictures are the same. Our toddler pictures are the same. Our youth pictures are the same. I'm telling you, I'm going to look like my dad when I'm 93. So it's immortality. It's like I got 30 good years, or I got 28 years before I look like that. So I'm going to do everything I can in these 28 years, fellas. I'm telling you. So see you later. I got to go.
Good. I'm only a phone call away.
Oh God,
Tony, I'm only a phone call away.
I'm telling you. And he's a riot. He's funny. I mean, he's cracking jokes. I call him Cowboy. He goes, "My pants are about to fall down. I'm going to show everybody Trigger." I'm just raw. Everybody's raw on the ground, you know.
Yeah.
He's just a good old boy, Floridian. 93.
So we have a JP Morgan executive. Allegedly, she drugged and sexually abused her employees. Made him her sex slave. How is that possible?
What? He or she? She's the boss.
She's the boss. She was the executive.
You're damn right. That happens all the time, Carl. That happens all the time.
Listen. So I don't
yeah. I had a boss. Who was a female. I dropped off my company car at the oil change place. See ya, got a new job. My boss, the big boss, came into town. He goes, you quit and you just left your car at the oil change place? I'm like, yeah, because my boss was a maniac, a female maniac. Maniac.
But she couldn't drug you and rape you.
Dude, I didn't let her drug me and rape me. She wanted to.
You've got to be if you're a man, you've got to be a willing participant.
Trust me.
Participant. Listen, Jacob, am I not correct?
You said you have to be a willing participant?
You have to be a willing participant.
What part are you?
Certain things have to rise in order to the occasion.
Well, now,
in order for you to
I was going to say, you have, the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. Or, this is always very
I have been passed completely out and came to with a chick on top of me. It was working. I didn't need to even be there for it to work. Okay, so
even post-mortem, rigor mortis kicks in.
So but I could see like the first time or two of that happening. Okay, she drugged him, etc. But at the point where she, quote, made him become her sex slave, that was by choice.
Happens all the time.
Anybody ever watched the movie Horrible Bosses with Charlie Day?
Yep.
And Jennifer Aniston was a horrible boss.
Saw it yesterday. Happens all the time.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of is they will find a way to blackmail you.
By his boss.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Wouldn't let it happen. Hey guys, sorry. Didn't let it happen. Been married, married 2 kids. Not gonna happen. Sorry.
All it takes, man, is just.
Did you ever see the movie Kingpin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember the landlord?
Yeah. He throws up. She's like, "Relax, it's not that bad."
Not that bad.
That was Skillet.
No. This was a very strong woman and a very beautiful woman, very top-heavy woman, and she knew how to get to the top. And I'm telling you, it happens all the time. And in the banking industry, absolutely. Medical industry, it does. Okay.
All the reps.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
All the reps.
All right. So the other news that's breaking today, and I Dr. Nicole Saphier. Trump picks her as the Surgeon General. Why does he keep picking all these people from Fox? There's got to be other people.
What do you think's better than what Biden had? Come on.
Yeah, you're talking about
the guy that instead of going out at 50 and buying a Corvette like you do at any midlife crisis, he goes out and gets his dick cut off and comes back as a chick.
No, I don't think he had his dick cut off, to be honest with you.
Could surprise me.
Rachel Levine.
Yeah,
Rachel Levine.
On. He could have got
Richard was his real name.
With the Corvette.
Rachel Levine.
I would have gone with the Corvette.
Rachel Levine. Her and Mark Milley used to play football.
There you
together.
go. Who was the center?
What are the chances?
Who was the center and who was the quarterback?
Good question. Good question. No, but it's like, can we find some other people besides Fox personality?
What, are you going to go to CNN?
No, how about nobody on TV?
Right?
How about just a fucking normal human
How about the
being?
weekend show on MS Now? How about the weekend show?
I love that show.
Well, I mean,
I love
MS,
that show.
MS now already has Jen Psaki, so I mean,
Oh God.
circle back, girl. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll circle back to that.
Well, hey, you know it's cheap over there at
What do you think?
MS.
She never got back around to it.
Yeah, MS Now, they only have one bathroom, just gay. You know, that's it. The bathroom, one gay. It's gay. That's it.
Okay. Well, I mean,
One
you
bathroom.
know, Trump could have picked Jacob here.
Oh heck yeah!
I
That
would
would've
say
been
I
a
wouldn't.
blast.
I'd be grateful if he picked a chiropractor. I mean, you know, to show that the MD is not the only legitimate or established doctoring in America.
Well, the thing I remember about Dr. I guess the guy's name is Siegel. He's one of the doctors that's a contributor on Fox, and also Dr. Nicole Satfire was, you know, when they were first pushing these COVID shots, they were all about them. She did change her tune later on, but at first she was all about it. Oh yes, you know, you gotta get your shot.
Mm-hmm.
Roll up your sleeve. You know,
Yeah.
and it's easy to change your tone after you know, you start to see the effects. Dr. Naomi Wolf comes out. She starts doing her investigation, put together that big book of all of the adverse effects that Pfizer was trying to hide for 75 years.
75 years.
Right?
Nobody can sue.
75 years they were trying to hide the research that they had on what it actually did to
Wait till people find out that wasn't the only incident. This is just business as usual for so many things that you don't
not
know
even
that have been secreted away.
Amazing.
These people are not your friends.
No, I'm really concerned.
No,
I'm concerned with May 1st tomorrow. I really am. I'm concerned with how these kids are swarming all over the United States. We just had that in Orlando on Saturday. 1,000 kids swarm a tourist spot called the Icon Park in Orlando, fights, arrests, and it was all done just on the fly. Like they all got messages on their cell phones. They all showed up and created a huge problem. Happened in DC at the Naval, right? At the Naval Yard. Happened in Detroit, in Chicago on the high, you know, the north side, the expensive stores and everything in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Happened there. Happened in, you know, all over. I'm really concerned about May Day tomorrow. Is anybody else concerned?
I mean,
happened in Philly.
Yeah, I mean, it happens in Philly on a regular basis.
Right.
I just saw a video the other day of these two kids. One had an AK-47 in the middle of the street. The other one had an AR-15. 18-year-old kids, cops walking behind them. They're walking around with these guns slung around them, recording a video. So for Philadelphia, that's just normal, everyday action. I'm not worried. Around here in Allentown, first of all, I have guns all over the place. So it would be a big mistake to try to swarm my house or my car or me, because you're going to get shot if you try to assault me or my wife, or you surround my car. I'm going to run you over because I'm not going to sit there. And that's the thing that always puzzles me about, you know, you see these people and there's these protests on the street and they surround the car.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you not hit the gas?
Oh, immediately.
I'm not going to sit there.
Well, soft, weak people worry that they're going to catch a charge for it.
Well,
Yes.
listen, my life was in danger. I'm hitting the
Exactly.
gas. Yeah, you can suck it,
Exactly.
baby.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
but
my mentality as well. But you know,
yeah, I mean, if you're in a you know, a blue state, Yeah.
a little bit of reason to worry because
You probably,
You know, it's the squishy people that cower down. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, and that's the one thing that bothers me about this whole Comey thing is I wish he would get the same treatment that Roger Stone got,
Oh, yeah.
that Peter Navarro got, that Michael General Flynn got. You know, the six. I mean, think about this. This guy's an elderly guy in a wheelchair. They raid his house and they throw flashbangs through the window.
Mm-hmm. Or the guy in Arkansas
Yeah.
selling some used guns at
Yeah.
a gun show, and he runs the airport of Arkansas,
Yeah. And they kill
Little
him.
Rock,
Yeah.
Little Rock, and
Yeah.
they come in at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So he's in his underwear defending his family.
Yeah.
And they shoot
He
him.
doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that to Comey?
Yeah.
Why do they allow him? Why do they allow him to surrender himself? You know, why don't we call look, we love Fox News so much, right? Why don't we give Fox News the dibs on, hey, we're going to be here and we're going to raid Comey's house at 6 a.m, right? Or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Be there with your
Good
cameras.
TV. Exactly.
Yeah.
We have the executive branch, the Senate, and the House, and we let them run things.
Yes.
We let the
yeah,
minority
look, we can't,
run things.
listen, we can't. Well, and you heard Hakeem Jeffries today. He basically said the Supreme Court, if they get control, they're packing the court. They're packing the court, and he means it.
Yeah, he
means it. You see,
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Right.
That's the difference. You know, everybody out there and America 93, I'll just lie to you. Oh, we're winning. Everything's great. We got the midterms down. We're great. Yes. No, we don't have to worry about anything. Yes, we're winning. Gas is so cheap right now. It's so cheap. Oh my God. And you know what?
I would have passed Save America Act just because
No,
Georgia
we don't
wouldn't
need
show
to.
us
Skillet.
the ballots.
We don't
I
need
would have
to.
passed the
No.
Save America Act just because
We're winning.
Georgia
We don't need to do any of that. We're
wouldn't
winning.
show
Everything's
us
great.
The ballots. That would have been the only thing.
Everything's great. We're winning. We don't have to do anything. We just got to sit back and let Trump play 3D chess.
They're going to feel like these professional golfers when their Saudi paychecks all bounce. They're going to all feel like these golfers.
No.
And they have to go back to PGA and beg for forgiveness and go back to PGA.
How about the supply shock that's going to happen? All those cheap things from Asia you love so much that take what? Petroleum. You know, India and Vietnam and all those countries are suffering right now because they can't get oil. And they're paying a premium price for it. Or petroleum products. You know that stuff you get overseas? Your TVs, your some of your shampoos,
prophylactics.
Yeah, all that stuff. And China's just going to take it. You know, China stockpiled oil like crazy, by the way. So China's not really. Everybody says, "Oh, this is killing China." It's not killing China. It's not killing China at all. If it was killing China, why would they be trying to back channel weapons to Iran to keep this going? Wouldn't they want to de-escalate it? So, you know, that's the thing, you know, people, I'm not going to tell you that everything's great. We should be worried about the midterms, and we should be worried about our losers in the Senate that refuse to take action.
It's amazing. Like our show this morning, Big Tony's awesome. And he came in, he re-sparked our show in the morning and really made us think about it. So today we had a show about the New York World's Fair 1939. We haven't learned anything. We haven't learned anything. This generation right now, at the time that we're in, we only think like a year down the road, whereas in 1939, they were thinking 70 years down the road. They had robots. They had TV at this World's Fair in 39. What do we have that we're looking forward to 5 years from now? I mean, really.
Well, and that's the problem. That's what scares me so much. And I say it all the time. We've stolen the American dream from our children. I mean, kids can't. Our kids. It's so hard for them, young people, to be able to buy a house. You know, you spend all this money on college. You get out of college, you can't even half the time get a job in what you've majored in, right? Because you're competing against these illegal invaders that come here on their H-1B visas, right? They come here on them. They take all the big tech jobs, you know, even the jobs in the financial industry, right? So you got these kids that are living in New York City or any of these big cities. Yes, the Democrats are taxing them to death, but you have a Zoran Mondani come in there and play Robin Hood, right? We're going to take from the rich and give to the poor and the middle class, right? That's exactly what he's telling these kids, right? That are frustrated because their electric bills are too high. Their car insurance is too high. Their rent's too high. They're working a full-time job and they've got a Grubhub or do Uber to make ends meet and have a little bit of extra spending money.
They don't know how to cook and they don't know how to drive.
For instance, there's a grocery store in Pennsylvania, right? It's been owned for generations, right? And I saw this story earlier today, and I just wanted to... The energy cost for this grocery store, right, is $57,000 a month to keep the lights on.
Wow, they got a lot of freezers.
57, I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you know, our local the local senator there is trying to get Shapiro to try to do something to bring down these energy costs in Pennsylvania, because we've got plenty of natural gas.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, we've got Marcellus Shale in Pennsylvania, and you know, there's no reason for it here, especially costs like that, to be so outrageous, right? But you've got the state taxes on it. You've got regulations on it. Pennsylvania, you got the 50-cent gas tax, or it's 55-cent gas tax. You know, and they just keep on gouging people. And you know, how is a small business like that supposed to compete against a grocery store like Giant or Wegmans? I don't know if you guys have them out there, but that's our local, you know, bigger chain grocery stores around here. They can't. You know, that store is going to go out of business because the energy costs are too much.
Right.
You know, and then there goes a family business down the drain. Right? That her kids probably work at.
Yeah, like Dutch,
right?
like Dutch Pantry.
Yeah. You know, but you got a Zoran Mondani out there promising these people, these young kids, oh yeah, we're going to take from these rich people that have, you know, $5 million condo, 2 houses. We're going to take from him and give to you. But when that guy wants to leave,
yeah, he not only left, he pulled a what was it, how many $1 billion development project on a building?
Yes. Yep. Tons of jobs.
Yeah.
Tons of jobs afterwards. Good paying jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got Starbucks. He's talking about a $30 an hour minimum wage.
Yeah, he left. He's sold out. He's in Miami Beach. He bought a top level of a condo.
Yeah.
He's done. He moved his corporate office out of Katie Wilson's little city of Seattle. Moved the corporate office to Nashville.
Yeah.
See ya, Katie. You know what she said today? Katie Wilson, the dumbass mayor of Seattle, who's been living in her mom's basement.
Fucking communist.
She said, I'm glad all the millionaires are moving out of Seattle. Get out. Leave.
How you gonna fund the city, you dumbass?
She's a dumbass.
You know,
and that's the future. These are the people that put their money into innovation, and that's the future. I mean, it's like we were looking at the World Wide Web. Today was the start of the World Wide Web. When was it, Tony?
Al Gore, right?
No.
We mentioned that on the show.
We mentioned that, but we put this timeline.
It was
a photograph.
It started in the 60s.
Yeah, in the 60s, all the way to like, what was it, 2021? Oh, 2014, right. And then the timeline stopped with a question mark. Like, there's not really been any innovation since 2014.
I interpreted it as at 2014. They looked at the state of everything and said, we just really don't know what's going on. Your guess is as good as ours. We're just going to put a question mark there.
Question mark on it. But that's what I'm talking about.
They had an arrow, and above and below was question marks.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane, and that's the problem that's the problem I think we're facing in the United States are these Democrats and the Republicans think like Chuck Grassley and Thune think that they're dealing with the Democrats of the 80s and early 90s. We're not. Why do you think Nancy Pelosi was like
actually see it for what it is?
Yeah. Why do you think Nancy Pelosi was like, I'm out? You know why she was out? Because she saw what was happening and that she was going to be ousted by the AOCs and the squads, of the Democrat Party.
The communist wing.
The communist radicals have taken that party over.
Yeah, that's what I keep screaming. That is not the Democrat Party anymore.
No.
That is the Communist Party.
And she's
need to go ahead and just admit it.
She's exiting, protecting your $200 million that she made in Congress, and McConnell, he's just pulling a brain freeze. Like, you can't come after me. I'm brain dead. Sorry, I'm checking out of Motel 8. See ya.
Well, at least he didn't Feinstein us yet, where he dies in Congress. Remember them wheeling her in?
Well, where's Maxine Waters? Nobody's seen Maxine Waters for 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months. Where is she?
Probably in a memory care.
Probably went back to Klingon.
Back to Klingon.
She's in an old age home. You see her at the Villages skillet.
I mean, they've been she's not at the Villages. I can guarantee you, she's not at the Villages.
That woman looks like a Klingon.
But I mean, they're showing the national news is trying to keep her relevant.
Yeah,
but they're showing old clips of her, but they're not. They're like 2 months ago.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, the old Democrats, the Chuck Schumers, are trying to craft themselves to the modern socialist, communist Democrats. And you know what, Big Tony? They do call themselves that.
Well, I mean, they call themselves democratic socialists, which is a term that actually, if you think about it, it actually does mean communist. Yeah, it's a more palatable version.
They're admitting it. Years ago, back in the 90s, if you would have called, they would never admit to being a communist or a socialist.
Here's my take on it is, inside the United States, the Communist Party of the USA exists. Okay. And it straight out says, Communist Party USA, Their logo says CPUSA, Communist Party USA, and so they exist. And there are over 100 different Communist Party organizations inside the U.S. regularly. Every time they have one of these so-called No Kings rallies or any Democrat-run rally, there are people walking around on the outside of the crowd handing out flyers and, hey, you want to join the Communist Party?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a fact of life. It is a reality. And if the Communist Party itself can actually exist inside the United States, you know, after this country has fought against communism for so long, then the Democrat Party, which is becoming the Communist Party and will soon be nothing but this Communist Party, you know, if the Communist Party exists, the Democrat Party becoming communist needs to just go ahead and say, just straight out, instead of using the more palatable term Democrat Socialist, we're communists. We're a communist party. You know?
Well, don't worry. In a couple of years, they'll just
they
come
probably
out
will.
and
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They probably will.
They slowly transition themselves.
But I mean, if they come to me and say, "Hey, man, we're going to make it so expensive for you that you got to leave your house that you've owned for 30 years and nothing you can do about it," hey, I'm going to fight. I'll say I'll resist.
You will own nothing and you will be happy.
I'm not going to be happy. There's no way.
Well, the reason when it gets to that point, the reason you will be happy is because they tell you you're happy. Why?
Yeah.
Because see, if you're not happy when they tell you you're happy, your social credit goes down, and you might lose that little pod. You might lose those bugs you were eating. It can always get worse.
Get worse, yeah. it's kind of true though. That's the way they think. You know, they're like, oh.
Not me. I'm going to go live with Jacob.
Always get worse. Take it from a guy that used to be homeless. I used to live in the woods in a tent. You know, before that, I actually didn't have a tent and lived out in the elements. But every step of the way, I improved my situation. But, take it from a homeless guy. It can always get worse. Always. No matter how bad you think you have it, it can always get worse.
Oh, yes, it can. That's why I never say it can't get much worse, because when you say that, it usually does. It's almost like God's like, oh, yeah, you don't think so? I can make this worse for you.
Right.
That's why I say, you should always be grateful. No matter where you live, how much money, you should always be grateful with what God has given you. And wake up every day and just...
Yeah, you don't go to God and say, here's my 5-year plan, approve it. He's going to say, oh, that's cute, but I got revisions. Next thing you know, you're homeless in the woods. You know what I'm saying?
I got revisions.
I've got some big revisions. But I say that. I tell that to my kids, like, look, man, you should be happy with even the smallest of things that you have in your life. Because they're gifts that God has given you. And I said it before, even the bad things that happen, we should be thankful for those bad things, because it's a lesson, and it makes you appreciate things when you actually move past that. Right. So you should always be grateful of everything that you have, good, bad, the ugly. Looking at me, you should be grateful that you don't look like this. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Jacob, stop taking all the time from us. You're talking and interjecting. What?
Do the Republicans take advantage of the opportunity the Supreme Court has handed them?
No. Florida will. Because we're going to,
of course.
Yeah,
he was. Ron DeSantis was right there.
Oh, yeah,
he was ready to go.
Yeah,
like, let's do it.
Maxwell Frost, see ya. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, see ya. Okay. Frederica with the cowboy hat and the wig, see ya. Okay. I mean,
I'm gonna miss her.
Right.
I'm gonna miss her.
You know what?
She's entertaining.
She's South Florida. She does really well for her district. Okay, she works her district. Look at Daniel Webster. He's been a congressman in my district since 2011. And before that, he was 28 years in the Florida legislature. You know the only thing that he's famous for? One thing out of all those years.
Being a politician.
He was the first Republican Florida Speaker of the House in Florida after Reconstruction. Every single one of them was a Democrat because the South is mainly Democrats. But like you guys said, it isn't the Democratic Party anymore. It isn't that. All right. And he's fixed a lot of potholes. I will say that Daniel Webster has fixed a lot of potholes. Okay. Now, with that said, Indiana said no. Florida said yes. Virginia, I got news for you. Their Supreme Court is going to uphold their map. And then they'll have to sue because of the Supreme Court. It's just going to be a quagmire of lawsuits.
So, Byron Donalds, he's coming under some heat.
Well, he had a shadow past in his youth, but he corrected himself, and he was been in the banking industry. So I mean,
well, yeah, there was a video that was released of I guess he was there, and it was like for big donors.
Okay.
And basically, it's being circulated right now. I don't feel like pulling it up.
If you pay for me, I will take care of you.
Yeah.
Who doesn't say that at a donors meeting?
Of course, we all know that, but to hear it and to put it out there.
Okay. When is Keith Ellison from Minnesota going to get arrested because he said the same thing to
I don't think Donaldson. I actually like Byron Donald.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a great governor.
I think he learned from his mistakes.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I think the way he grew up, having a tougher life, he resonates with your average person.
Right.
Right. He resonates with the struggles of the average person. That's one of the reasons I like J.D. Vance. And I know people are the Peter Thiel. Shut up.
He could have done more for Ohio during that train crash. Between me and you, he could have done more for the train crash.
He was there.
Yeah.
And he tried to draw attention to it.
That's one thing
about the Biden administration was the one that should have been doing something. They didn't even go.
Yeah, I mean,
remember, it was President Trump the one that visited before Joe Biden, brought water.
Right. Any Democrat governor of Florida during a national crisis like a hurricane, tornado, hasn't done a damn thing. The first governor we've had that does things after a hurricane has been DeSantis.
Yeah.
And I mean substantial things.
What about the homeowners insurance in Florida?
It sucks. It's killing us. Hey, here's the reality. There's no such thing as a $500 deductible. Everybody's insured by PIP because we all own old cars now. Okay.
Yeah.
If you own a new car or lease a new car, you're a fool. All right. Our deductible for our homes for anything is $10,000. Our wind deductible for our homes is $30,000. Any home on the coast is $90,000 deductible.
I saw a video with
welcome to Florida.
I saw a video with a guy. He had just a smaller beachfront house. It wasn't anything big,
right?
And he owned it outright. And they asked him, do you have homeowners insurance on this? He's like, no.
Yep.
He's like, because if I lose the house, the property's worth more than the house anyway, so I'll just sell the property. He's like, why would I waste all that money? Perfect sense to me, but
that's what happened with the fires in Palisades in California. A lot of those homes were inherited, generational homes. Their insurance is so outrageous in California, people couldn't afford it. And if you owned the house outright, you didn't have insurance. Guess what? You didn't have fire insurance.
Yeah. Now you don't have a house. Probably don't have the property.
And the lots now, okay, the only houses being reconstructed in the Palisade, California are the ones that had approval for permits before the fires. So there's 30 houses out of all those thousands of houses. There's 30 being rebuilt. 30.
Well, I also
now,
heard
now the EPA says, oh, you have a eucalyptus tree in the middle of your property. You can't build anything now. Sorry. Got a tree on your property. Can't build anything. Sorry.
I would get the chainsaw out and go, no, I don't.
Good luck.
I don't now.
Good luck.
Well, and I would,
Dig that sucker up, put it in your neighbor's yard.
they were talking about these beach properties that once they're destroyed, the property then has to return to nature, and you can't build anything.
Yeah, that's Malibu. That's Malibu. Yeah, we have those in Florida. We have those.
Why would you buy a property? Why would you own a property like that?
It's a 99-year lease. It's a 99-year proposal, and your family can continue to live there, but you can't rebuild. You can only improve. So you should see these houses on these barrier islands in Florida that are within these confines. The people go over there and they pour cement into all the blocks. I mean, they are structures now, baby. I mean, they are like, they pour it on the inside of the house and form it on the inside so it'll never get destroyed. I'm telling you, they're like fortifications now.
Build a cinder block wall around your house.
Inside the house. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, because I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to sell it?
No.
So you can't do anything. You can just live in it and have it.
Right. For 99 years. Yep. Yeah.
That sounds like a shitty deal.
Well, it's barrier islands. They've made it a national park. They're trying to save the coastline, and they've just voted it in, and they said, hey, look, folks, it's your house. We're going to give you money for the property. We're going to pay you for it. You can still live there, but you got 99 years and you can't rebuild. That's what they did down in the Everglades. In the Everglades, people had houses in the Everglades. They made a national park. Once it burned down, that was it. You can't do that. And I'm not saying that they go around burning up places. Okay, I'm not saying that.
Course not.
Of course not.
Or don't fill up water reserves so you can put the fire out.
I'd say that.
Maybe turn away fire trucks that don't have the right admissions.
I'm not saying that either.
As houses are burning down in California. I'm sorry.
Wait, let me do the Newsom.
truck.
Let me do the Newsom pass. I don't really know anything, right?
I'm sorry, your fire truck doesn't have the proper admission standards. I know that there's houses burning down right now, but you can't come in here and help. Come on.
Or what Karen Bass said, I know the New Year's Day fire is still smoldering, but it's going to go out eventually.
Okay.
Now I'm leaving for Africa. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
All right, Jacob, did the Democrat or did the Republicans take advantage of the win that the Supreme Court gave them? Now, remember, it's not only the Republican governors that have to do this; it's also the Senate and the Congress, the local Congress and Senate of the state have to be willing to partake in gerrymandering, which Louisiana jumped right on it too, obviously, because they suspended their.
Yeah, there'll be some that they go for it, but. Again, not all.
To be honest, I don't know. I really don't. It's interesting to see, what between Virginia and Louisiana and what the Supreme Court ruled on. We'll see, but I tend to look at it as either just it's going to balance anything that California and Virginia.
I think me and Skillet probably feel the same about Virginia. Supreme Court, I have no faith in them. I know people are getting excited because of them staying the implementation of the redistricting map. But I feel like that's just a way for them to seem bipartisan. Right? Like, hey, we're not going to interject in this lower court's ruling. We're going to let it stand. But when the rubber hits the road, I believe that they're going to let that map stay, and they're going to allow the Democrats to implement it.
You mean the new map with
The new map,
10,
yep,
10 to
the-
1
the 10
Democrat
to 1.
thing?
I
don't
believe-
think that they're going to get away with it. And even if they do, I think that enough's happening with other states that, if anything, you just get an equalization.
Well, yeah, it could get offset. You see, but that's the thing. I mean, look, we had in Texas, Governor Hot Wheels was saying that they could get 8 seats, right? We're going to get 8
total
seats.
If you did everything, it's like 12 or 19 that could possibly be gained.
Yeah, and then they only went with 5, right? So if you could have got those 8 seats, and the Democrats were, by the way,
bolting
all those Democrats that
left,
none of them were accountable.
None.
They didn't even lose a parking spot.
0.
You know what they got? You know what their punishment was? They didn't get direct deposit of their check. That was their punishment. They still got their stay on their committees. None of them were arrested. Remember, we kept on hearing, "Oh, we're going to arrest them. We're going to hunt them down." And by the way, if they did arrest them, all they would do is just bring them into the chambers and make them sit there so they could vote. That was their arrest. That's all that would have happened. But again, no punishment for it. We heard that, we're just going to go for those 8 seats, but we never did. He went for the 5, which I'm grateful for the 5. Don't get me wrong, but if you could have done the 8, you should have just done the 8. Because now you see what's happening in Virginia. I mean, the Democrats did it here in Pennsylvania when they took control. You know, I mean, there's actually, I think Pressler put out a map with Pennsylvania's gerrymandering, where some of them now can go to court and possibly be reversed because they were done the same way that they did the Louisiana one, based on race. Can't do that. So, what are your thoughts on this, Big Tony? I want the gerrymandering for Virginia, but I also want your thoughts on what the Supreme Court gave the Republicans. Because where's Kemp? Why isn't he working on it?
Because, well, I can't say that. My opinion of Kemp.
Because he's America first.
Oh yeah, he's so
MAGA.
America first, and I just can't stand it. Oh my God.
So, right, we're gonna have Youngkin Kemp 2028. I heard that.
I hear you.
I heard that Brett Baer was going to take over for Caroline Leavitt as the press secretary for Trump, and I heard that Mark Levin was going to be nominated as the Attorney General.
Okay.
Or Trey Gowdy, one of those.
It's May 1st, not April 1st. Okay.
Right.
It's going to be a Fox News cabinet.
Day.
Why not? Why not?
It's your show, though. It's your show, Carl. You
when
go,
it comes
boy.
to-
You go.
I'm just trying to make America 93's head explode. So.
Yeah, right. When it comes to Virginia,
Could you see Brett Baer though being the?
He hates
Right?
Trump.
I know he does.
that's the whole point.
Everybody at Fox hates Trump. Doesn't everybody remember the Dominion lawsuits?
Yeah.
Right? When all of Fox News had to hand over their phones and their text messages and their emails.
Yeah.
And they were saying Trump was crazy. Sean Hannity, Trump's crazy. He lost the 2020 election. All of them. Brett Baer, all of them hate Trump. They all hate him. That's why I'm like, why are you putting these people in your cabinet? I mean, Pete Hegseth, I get.
Oh yeah.
He's great. Absolutely great. Shapiro, I would rather have Ed Martin, but okay.
Yeah, we all have our druthers when it comes to
now
to the picks, but yeah, when it comes to Virginia, we all know that 10-to-1 gerrymandering is unconstitutional, but it's going to stand. But my thing about Virginia is, and a number of other states as well, is they're signing away our electoral vote. Yeah,
it's just ceremonial.
So basically, when it comes to a federal election in that state, your vote doesn't count.
Yeah.
In that state, your vote doesn't count. It's whatever they say it's going to be.
Yeah, the popular vote.
Yeah, that's unconstitutional, though.
Yeah,
it is, but they're doing it just like 10-to-1 gerrymander.
Yeah,
where's the lawsuit?
It's ceremonial, though. It's if you actually look at.
I mean, there are ways
Spanberger did. It's basically just a even though it won't hold water.
Well, there are ways to even if the Supreme Court comes out and says that's not constitutional, there are ways to still implement it while saying, "Oh no, we're not doing that." I mean,
I don't put anything past the Democrats. I'm not going to lie, but
exactly,
the signing of it by Sperm Guzzler, basically was ceremonial, like almost like a.
Well, yeah,
giving everybody in Virginia a big middle finger. Like, I know this means nothing. I know this means nothing, but this is what I want to do. I want to take your vote away because I hate you that much. And, and to all the Republicans that sat on their tuchus and didn't go out. And I mean, yeah, Winston Sears was a horrible candidate, but she's far better alternative than Abigail Spanberger. Right. And so you sat it out. Maybe some of them just did a protest because, they're like, I'm not going to go vote for, Winston Sears because I don't like her or whatever. Well, you just screwed yourself. And I hope that sinks in when the midterms come.
You don't have to like a candidate. You just have, you have to.
I don't like any politicians.
Right. You don't have to like a candidate. You just have to decide which ones are going to do better, for your state, your, whatever, your city, your state, your federal government. You have to decide which ones are actually going to be better. I mean,
yeah.
I guarantee you every candidate that I've ever voted for, most of them I didn't like at all. I thought they were serious pieces of crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
they all are.
I mean, it's it is what it is. You have to pick the best one. Even if both of them are crap.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, the Republican candidate will be the better choice of the two.
Yeah. Right.
Unless you got a John Fetterman.
Yeah.
I like John Fetterman. I'm actually I would vote for him.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would vote for him as well.
His brain got fixed.
I would vote for him as well.
They
as long as there wasn't a better candidate on the Republican side.
He's like John Fetterman Frankenstein. He's got the bolts out of his neck.
You sure don't see his wife anymore. Gazelle or whatever.
No, you don't.
She probably hates him now.
Oh, God.
I mean, seriously, man. She probably hates him.
She's like, you've been lying to me this whole time.
She's kind of a hardcore, AOC squad member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, she probably hates his guts now. He's starting to sound more Republican than Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, and I say it all the time. He's more America first than most of the Republicans in the Senate. I mean,
right.
he agrees with Trump on far more than he doesn't. It seems to be. He agrees with him on immigration. By the way, we got to pick up the illegal immigration again and getting these freaking people out of here. We really do.
I just want to be a fly on the wall tomorrow at the Supreme Court break room, and I want to see the Supreme Court justices who are upset what they put in the microwaves in that break room tomorrow. That's all I want to know.
It's going to be rotten
fish,
shrimp.
That's something that's really smelly. Do that
Crab.
whole office place. Crab. Oh yeah, crab. Old crab.
This was in the bottom of my fridge in the back.
Some
Take it
squid.
to work.
Some
It's
week-old
Pull
squid.
it out of the fridge and it's moving. You know.
Oh.
I ate all of your lunch in the refrigerator. All of it. I ate it.
Go for it, dude.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Well, James texted me earlier. He's like, "Hey, can me and Larry join you?" I'm like, "I don't care. I guess they're not joining us because the show is over."
Well, they were in. I got up at 3 because my sprinklers wake me up, and so I got to redirect something that's waking me up at 3, and they were still going strong last night. Man, I turned on my iPad and they were still going strong. From
So
10
you're
to
waking
3.
up at 3 a.m?
Well, the sprinklers go on, so yeah. Of course, I jump out of bed. I have my guns. I'm ready to go with my flinging my stars. I'm ready. No, I'm kidding. It just wakes me up.
Jesus,
sprinklers.
You're worse than me.
No, it's like So anyway.
Well, all right, guys, that's it. Where can they find you, Tim Skillet?
At 8 a.m. with Panic and Rehabs. And it's a non-political show, if you can believe it. And what we do is go over famous birthdays for the day and famous historical events. Today we covered Hitler's suicide. Yeah, he got married. We had a beautiful wedding picture of him and Eva Braun that was haunting, will haunt me forever. And then the next day he killed himself and her. What a honeymoon, right?
Well, hey, listen, going out with a
What's
bang.
on that woman's face? She was terrified.
She was terrified. and to tell your bride, oh, we're going to be living 55 feet underground in an 8-room bunker. That, yeah. So that's on at 8. And then
Can't be that bad.
It's pretty bad. And then that's on for an hour. And then we do an afternoon news in the afternoon around 2 to 3 o'clock.
All right, 2 to 3. So if you like the morning, like a morning show, right? Like a radio show without the music, like a B104 or something like that, right? Where they have the goofy segments in the morning, right? And they talk about happy stuff.
Right.
Yeah. That's what you get. That's good because that's what you need in the morning.
Yeah.
There's all this negativity.
Well, that was
And listen, tune in to me starting. What did I say it was?
March 11th. No,
March.
May
11th. Jesus
May 11th.
Christ.
May.
March 11th.
May.
Yeah.
Starting at 5.
Carl's got a time machine. He's going to go back to March 11th. Yeah.
I don't want to go back. Tune in to me starting May
I have
11th.
some tax paperwork you could take with you, Carl, and file on my behalf.
It's called an extension, Skillet. File the damn extension.
Just put it in a mailbox.
May 11th, my radio show starts. It's going to broadcast on all my social media. And I'll have the stations and everything to give out. I'll post it on X and probably on Getter. But you'll be able to find me here. You'll have a number. You'll be able to call in. And we're going to be going live with that. I had to work out the reason it's delayed is I have to work out this time clock here for commercials. So I got to coordinate this. Pay attention to this.
Buy an old wrestling clock.
Well, no, they gave me this. They gave me this studio clock thing. I got to find it on here.
There you go. Practice.
Yeah, studio clock here to follow, and yeah, it's a whole thing, but it's a lot more complicated than what you would think because the stations are automated, so there's no producer in there. So
Right.
I get to be producer, iron out commercial breaks, and try to work everything out. That's why we delayed it a little bit. I need a little time to figure this out. A lot of moving pieces to make everything work out, and I don't want to be coming into a commercial talking, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll figure it out. But so that's going to be happening. Don't forget the Saturday morning radio show on the John Fredericks Radio Network. That's still going. And then Saturday night free for all. Maybe we'll get James on that. Saturday night free for all. And then Jacob, where can they find you?
You can go to my website, beyonddetox.com. You can find me on Rumble, YouTube. Just type in Beyond Detox. And Carl, you can, I don't know if you've got your little thing that you can flash up on there that we have.
Let me do it right
if
now.
you go to Beyond Detox /Killer Carl, you'll see all the specials that we have, 50% off of our initial appointments and some of our special packages. I do still see people. I do still take people on one-on-one doing deep dive detoxification. I want to have some stuff. I'll get back on and stream after a little bit. I've got a case study that I'm working on, like with skin conditions and showing how rapidly we can get those to go away, like full body burning rashes, psoriasis, and whatnot. Ooh. Yeah, so it's pretty gross. We're going to be talking about skin conditions, parasites, and what people need to learn how to do detox better and not just pop ivermectin constantly, because that's not smart.
Well, and that's the new trend. Is this? Because you're starting to hear people come out now, and they're talking about the CIA covering up, the fact that
that it's suppressing cancer, parasite cancer connection. It's there. If again, Carl, I don't mean to sound cynical about it, but everything I see that people do, it's not healthy. You get to the whole natural health thing and you see what people are promoting, what the regenerative clinics are doing. Some of the stuff's good, but I just don't see people getting long-term results. I see people hurting themselves, and we got solutions for this type of stuff. So that's why we make all this information available. So just head over to beyonddetox.com. We got and it works. Free discovery call. And like I said, I'm still taking on people. We just got a new person signed up today.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My sister was telling me that her son, my nephew, is a drummer, and he had a rash under his underarms that went down his body. He had to walk around like this. Ooh. And he finally got the toxins out of his body that made the rash go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
A lot of times it's mold. In fact, some of the most disgusting case studies that look like bleeding, psoriasis, eczema things, it's mold toxicity that poisoned the liver, and none of it can get out. And so now it's coming out through the skin. And we start doing heavy detox, or it can also be from parasites too. We have to address those things carefully because, again, people do parasite detox, and then all of a sudden they wind up in the hospital or have severe hives, and they're like, what's happening? It's like, I can tell you what's happening. We can help you with it. And a lot of times that's how they just get into the medical system. Now they're on steroids, or now they're going for some really expensive IV, IgG, immunoglobulin stuff can really screw you up. And there's just a better way. But people got to want to get healthy, and we're there to help them if they want to get healthy, if they want to get answers. I don't know. I'm trying not to get cynical about it, but this whole past month has made me pretty frustrated about you can't help people who don't want to be helped. And I find people, the reason why they are sick and stay sick, they put their health last. I mean, I really do look at it as health is on the back burner. How many people do we have say, hey, I'm going to call you, or hey, we're going to get in touch, we're going to do stuff.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Right, and they don't. And I guess you can say it just bothers me that there's a trend of that, more so than there was in the past.
Well, because it requires a lifestyle change.
Yeah, and the stuff
And
you
it's
do
much,
works.
it's much easier to continue down the same path because it's a habit. You've developed a habit of a lifestyle. That's well, a lifestyle is a habit. Let's be honest, right?
It really is. It really is. We've all dealt with it. And that's part of the work that we did too. We always end up having to play coach. We can't just be, the practitioner doing our work. We end up having to hold people's hand, walk them through it, and work on improving their mindsets. There's always the emotional, spiritual development part to it, but that's part of the work that we do. So, for those who really care about their health, or you've got a serious health condition, we're here. We talk to people. We answer emails. So, we'll be glad to help point you in the right direction. We got an online store. Carl's got the discount for it, Carl 5. It's a reusable discount on our store.
You can't beat it.
Our tools work. The same tools that we use in practice. A lot of them are practitioner based, meaning that the public can't get access to them. They're that powerful, and we help educate folks. We've got a whole.
My wife actually ordered your the B12. A B12 supplement. I forget what it.
Probably the Quicksilver methyl charge or the methyl. Or
It's and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. Absolutely high quality.
It works because it bypasses digestion. It actually gets into the body. Same uptake delivery as getting an injectable, and sometimes it's superior to getting the injectables, and it's a whole lot cheaper. I mean those liposomal vitamins, like the vitamin C that we use for folks, it's like $35. It's dead cheap, and it works so much better than anything you're going to get from just about any other place or practice.
America 93 asked if you take healthcare savings account.
We do. We actually do. Our HSA, FSA, we do take them. Our labs, we can take them for labs too. It's not something a lot of people talk about, but it's great because that money usually doesn't roll over. It's part of your insurance anyway. Yeah. So it's not coming directly out of your pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, America.
Whoever that is, you know what? Go to our site, send us an email. We'd love to talk to you. We'll put you on the right path for stuff. And I bet you'll feel a difference just like everybody we work with does.
Well, yeah, because I was working on a job today. By the way, miserable job.
Oh, the blue flooring.
Oh, dude, 1,100 square feet of hardwood glue down rip out. I'm miserable today, so if I'm a little irritated, please forgive me.
It's your show.
I've been using a fucking jackhammer all day, me and my son. It's like 75 pounds and you got to hold it and it's just beats your body up. I got a couple more days of that. So, forgive me. If I'm a little irritated at times, I really don't mean it in any way towards anybody. It's just, it's been a rough couple of days and I've got a couple of rough days ahead of me yet, but it's all right. I'll get through it. Black mold. House had black. The dude actually ended up losing some of his eyesight because of it.
Oh man,
really bad health. Like people have no idea the effects of mold toxins on your body. And he didn't even realize it was happening until it was too late. Unfortunately, so
he's still alive. I mean,
he is, but he's got consequences now.
Yeah, severe consequences. I mean,
America 93. I just like to bust your balls. You and CAG, you two. I love busting your balls. You guys should just. You love it. It keeps you alive. That's why I do it for you.
Use down by the creek.
But yeah, I mean, it's sad because the guy has. He's not going to get his eyesight back to what it was. I wouldn't
say that, Carl.
All right. Well, I'm going to give him your number then. And
But,
you know,
I've had that happen with myself. We've seen so many people, they're getting their eyesight back through neurofeedback and detoxing, getting the brain better. A mold destroys eyes, destroys the cardiovascular system, poisons the heart. It's directly related to all sorts of cardiovascular diseases. It's the root cause for a lot of autoimmune conditions and liver cancers, kidney cancers, brain cancers, Alzheimer's, dementia. We got a lot of direct and indirect links for this stuff. We know how to detox this stuff out of folks. But the consequences are absolutely dire, and it gets masqueraded or misdiagnosed as so many different other illnesses that everything you said, I'm not surprised with. And if you try to go through the Western medical system, they have a hard enough time believing that this even exists. So a lot of people get gaslit and get mislabeled as like fibromyalgia or multiple sclerosis or some other illness, and it turns out that it's incorrect.
Well, they had them on antibiotics and steroids.
And you know what an antibiotic is? Antibiotics are mold poison.
Yeah,
They're mold toxins. They're
Why?
mycotoxins. They're prescription mycotoxins. Same stuff he was getting exposed to.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to me, but you know, it's hard.
See, Carl,
unless you know somebody.
So frustrated.
Yep. The problem is, unless you know somebody like James or Murphy, you know, that have experienced the benefits of working with Jacob, you know, because it's more than just a doctor or you know, somebody that's helping it. You develop a friendship and a trust, and that's important because you have somebody that you can call, you can reach out to, you can text. You don't have to make an appointment. You just text, "Hey, Jacob, I'm feeling this way. Is it normal?" Yes. It's not a doctor where you talk to a secretary and, "Oh, let me ask the doctor. I'll get back to you in anywhere from an hour to 4 days from now."
Yeah, if that.
Right. We have things that are set up in place for people and for our staff to be able to answer these things. And Carl, I'll just say real quickly, I don't know when it's going to be done, but you know, partly what I've been working on for this past month is a
hemorrhoid treatment.
No?
Oh, okay.
No. That's not what the coffee was for. No. But I am working on this. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to be done, but it is like its own course that follows along with people that do our programs that help explain what they're going through at each stage, common symptoms, complaints, and how to start, you know, tackling them yourselves. Because the biggest problem is people that don't learn from their illness, they're going to be doomed to repeat it again. And then they're going to have to pay somebody and rely on somebody to tell them what to do rather than learn themselves. So I'm creating an educational framework. And that's just the way that I work anyway. Anybody that works with me, it's built into the program that we do so that I can give them the best of myself. That means give them time, give them a special outlet where they can reach out to us. We try to respond to everything in 24 to 48 hours. And we're very, very, very thorough. Anybody that wants to work with me knows you're going to drink from a fire hose because it's imperative that you learn to take care of yourself. All it is one hospital visit away from you getting hooked on multiple medications that you may be told you have to take for the rest of your life. We have a very different philosophy. We don't believe the body stays broken. So,
you mean God actually gave the body the ability with things that he put on earth to heal itself?
Right.
No
and you
way.
will, right. Yeah, exactly. And you will not understand that or truly believe it until you experience it for yourself.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that like a lizard can grow its tail back or, you know, God gave that thing the ability to be able to do that, to escape from prey and then grow it back.
Yeah. They've taught men to disbelieve crazier things.
Yeah. All right, Big Tony, where are they going to find you? Obviously on Panic and Rehab, which is awesome.
Right. Yeah, you can find me on Panic and Rehab in the morning time. And, You can find me on Rumble, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, pretty much anywhere. Just look for Big Tony Speaks. And
He's everywhere.
You come see me Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. and Big Tony will speak on it.
He will. He will. All right, folks. Great time talking to you, gentlemen. We'll see us all Saturday night on the Saturday Night Free For All. All right, have a great show tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep. Later.
All right.